Hello there, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to build our hero image component in our design system. So let's go. Let's move on to the other sections. So the About Us, the Courses and Merch, and the Contact, they're all going to be fairly similar. Let's create a reusable template that we can use for those sections. Let me just duplicate the home section for a moment. And let's just rename this. We can just rename this to subpages. For now, what I'm going to do is let's just click into the frame. I'm not going to have an image. Let's go into the content. I'm not going to have action buttons. Let's get rid of the overlay. Let's get rid of the image. Okay, so clicking on this, I really want to narrow this down. It's not going to be as big as the home page. Usually the home page is a nice big hero image, but on these sub pages, I want it to be more condensed. So let's just drag it up. Let's drag it to there for the moment. Let me just grab the content. Let's just hold shift and move that up a little bit. Yeah, let's move it to there. I need to add a background actually because I can't see anything. Let's just add that there. Let's click on the frame. Let's drag this up. Let's go in. Let's just change the heading. 96 is too big. Let's go down to 80. Should we try 64? Maybe 64 is better. Just adjust the line height while I'm at it. Let's just pull this up again. Just do it so there's 80 pixels either side. Okay, so I've updated that to say page title. I want to keep this fairly minimal. I want to keep it nice and narrow. I don't want it to be too tall. So we're at a height of 288 at the moment. Let's just align it more to the brand. So let's click in here, let's go and let's make it a bit more interesting. So let's add a gradient. Let's click on the color here and let's start off with a neutral color. Let's do 900 and let's go to the other end. And let's add Sapphire 500 and let me just zoom out a tiny bit and let's just experiment with this. We can always flip it around. I think it's better having the darker color on the left hand side because that's where we've got the white text. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I want to keep it nice and simple. So we've got a nice big hero image that will appear on the home page. We've got some various options for headlines, subheading, action buttons, and potentially an image if you want it. And then for all the sub pages, that's going to be the About Us, the Courses and Merch, to get in touch. They can use this style and then we can add the rest of the content beneath it. Okay, let's go ahead and let's just drag these onto the page. So there's one. And let's drag the other one in here. Let's just change the direction so it's vertical. Let's just add a little bit more spacing between them. So just add that as 48 for now. So again, when using these components, I probably want to have some flexibility. So let's just shift click on both of these. Let's go up here. Let's create multiple components and then combine as variants. And let's just call this the hero sections or the hero section. For property, we'll just call it style. And then on this one, we'll call it home. And this one, we'll label it as subpages. So I think that's fine. Well, now we've created these as components. Let me just drag out a frame over here. Let's drag out an instance for home. Okay, so using the component, as you can see, we've got a drop down, so it just toggles between each of the hero sections. Let's go in here on the home section and let's add some customization. Let's add a property and this can be called headline. That's fine, we'll create that property. Okay, so I've selected the text. I'm going to click on apply variable or property and I'm going to create another one and we'll just label this as content for now. I'll create property. There we go, that's updated that. I'm just going to go in here, so I'm going to just click on the component here on the outer dashed line and I'm just going to update this here. So the name is headline. I'm probably going to use it across both of these, so I'll just put heading to make it more generic and I'll do that as well, heading. And then if I go here, I click on apply variable or property, click there, that will change that to heading. The second one is labeled content. I think that's fine. So I can go up here, click on apply variable or property, use the same variable property called content. So now when we go to our component, we have got the ability to update the heading and we can update the text beneath. Just put in a load of text there. Yep. If I just toggle to subpages, again, we can update the headings Yep, that's fine. And again, we can update the text. So that all works okay. So for the home page, we've got the buttons and the image. So let's start off with the buttons. Let's go to appearance. Let's click on apply variable or property. Let's click on the plus and we'll call it actions. And by default, we'll leave them set to true. We'll create the property. Let's go across to our example. So they're not going to appear on this example because it's the sub pages. Let's go home. Yep, so we get the actions button here. We can toggle it on or toggle it off. Okay, let's go back into here and let's go to the image. Let's do the same. Let's click on appearance. Let's click on apply a property and we can just have that as image and we'll actually set it to false because I don't have an image right now. So by default it would be turned off. So we've got actions that can turn on and off and we've got an image that can now toggle on or off and we can insert an image later on if need be. Okay, so something I don't like in the way that I've built this is the fact that when I've removed the buttons and when I've removed the image, this container has not responsively adjusted. Now I think it's because of the way I've embedded the image as part of the layer structure here. If I go ahead and go back to my original component, let's go in here. Now what I'm going to do is delete the image like that, and what I'm going to do is I've actually got it set here already, but as part of the fill I've uploaded from my computer, set it to fill, and I've selected the image. Now if I turn that on, it gives us the exact same outcome, so the image is the background, but I'm hoping now what we can do is develop it in a way that when I turn elements off, it will responsively adjust the height. So let me go in here, let's click on these elements here. So we've got content, we've got image, let's shift A on these, let's wrap them in a container. Let's set some spacing variables here, so 128 here, let's adjust that to 80 for the moment. So we've got our container, let's just drag up so I've got a little bit more space on the screen to see what I'm doing in the layer panel. Okay, so on the container we have an auto layout set to fill. Okay, the height's set to hug as well. Let's select the example here in our testing frame. So we've got home, we've got sub pages. These two both work okay. Let's turn off actions. So what's good here is it resets where the heading is, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to remain central. So that's perfect, and I'm assuming as I add or remove other things, like the image, it then adjusts accordingly. Perfect. That I think is a better way of doing it. It's more scalable and things automatically adjust as we turn them on or off. And if I just add in some text here as a test, the component is automatically responding based on the text or the spacing that I'm putting inside this content. Perfect. So let's just click on reset. That resets that one. Let's also make sure we have the same on here. Set that as an auto layout. Let's set that to fill the container. Let's just go, let's swap the example here. So let's go from here to sub pages. And if I just delete out all this text, yeah, that automatically responds. Let's say if I added another line to the heading, yeah, so that's automatically responding as well. I think I would need to turn off the subheading there to get the spacing correct, so that's fine. Yeah, so that's behaving itself as well. I think this is the better way of doing it. Okay, great. So I think we've got our two variations. We've got our homepage hero section and we've got the sub pages hero sections as well that we can use. They're all styled, they have the properties applied, and now we've got auto layout working for us, so it dynamically adjusts based on what we are showing. So turning off actions, turning off the image, the hero section is adjusting as I want it to. Right, let's tidy up this page because it is a bit of a mess now. Let's get rid of our wireframe examples here. We can get rid of the testing area now. We can get rid of the image. I think that's fine. Let's have a look at the page itself. Okay, one last thing we can probably do. Let's just minimize that. So we're in the container. Let's paste this in. Let's just horizontally align the auto layout. Let's move that here. Let's adjust the spacing. And I just wanted to add a couple of labels here just on the side, so we'll just reuse what we do for our state. So that relates to the home page, and that relates to the subpages. Okay, I think that's fine. We've got our home page version of the heroes section and the subpages version down here. I think that's fine. I've left the image enabled for now, so when you use the component, you can just toggle it on or off, whatever you need to do. Let's go into our assets panel. Let's click on libraries and let's click on publish. Let's add in some notes. Okay, let's click on publish. Okay, there we go. And now that component is available in the UI kit for you to use across all the different pages. All right, I think we're done here on the heroes section. So let's move back to our research file. Just click here. So back on the home page. So we've finished our heroes section. That's all good. I think in the next video, let's look at this company logo section. I believe it appears across different places. So yeah, it's there on the about page. It appears again on the courses and merch. And I don't think it appears on Get in Touch and not on the checkout. So it appears on 3 pages. I think we can make it a reusable component, so we design it once and then we can copy it across to the different pages. I think that'll be helpful. So yeah, in the next video, we'll work on this company logo section for our designs. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for getting to the end. Like and subscribe, add some comments, check out some of the videos on my channel. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't, get on it. What are you doing? Anyway, that is it for today. I want to get a drink. I want to get something good to eat. And yeah, I need to get on with life. So have a great day and I will see you next week. See ya. This is me getting on with my life. Found some kind of shutter Bluetooth thing, but satisfying click. Right, I better go on with my life. So see you in the next one.